I'll file as fast as I need to. Sup, Halber? Welcome in. I'm gonna take my sweet time. Now here I am, just filing away. Taking my time. I mean, if you look, I'm only about, like, a fifth of the way through this chain link. It's gonna be a while. And that's only the first part. There's a whole other chain link section that I gotta get through. Really taking a while. I think this file might be dull here. Do I have things set up properly? It looks like I do. Okay. Well, as properly as I can get them to be before I swap over the screen and nothing works. Oh, or everything could just freeze. That's fun. Ooh, what? I'm here for once. That's crazy. I'm not a gray void. Amazing. Technology. It really do be technology. Now everything loads and I just gotta give it time. Oh boy. So for today, I think I definitely want to finish the line art, even for this nightmare panel that I've given myself. And then I at least want to get the flat colors in, which shouldn't be too hard, because I don't count the background elements and props as flats, because I render those, so... should be easy to meet my goal, at least. But the other stuff I want to get done for sure. Such as tuning up this guy's armor, because it's a little weird in some places. And Clip Studio is taking forever to get acclimated to it being used today for some reason. Do I have too many Chrome tabs open? What's going on here? I swear, man, I gotta get that new PC right quick. It's getting rough out here. Seems like the issues are becoming more frequent and happening for a longer duration every time. I think we're on the last legs here. I mean, just look at it. I haven't been able to draw a single line except for the one I just did. There's another one, and I don't like it, so I'm gonna have to do another one. It's actually affecting productivity here. And I don't have much productivity to begin with, so I can't be wasting it. Just waiting around for stuff to happen. How does that look? Nope, it looks too weird. Maybe for PC browsing later today. I think I will. You can pay monthly, and they don't have interest on them for some of these platforms where you buy the parts from them. So, I might do that. That'd be wild if you had loans for a PC. I bet it's happened. I bet people have done that. You will not catch me doing that. I may not have a lot of financial sense, but I have enough financial sense to know that that sounds like a bad idea. So, Halmer, did you make any progress on your new avatar stuff? Or your redos? Or your tuning, whatever you want to call it? With all of the nodes and whatnot? I am back, I got chocolate milk. Nice. I haven't had that in forever. I really should. Now, there's a bit of a... Some people in this chat, or that stop by this chat occasionally, they say that they use powder for chocolate milk. I use the syrup. Are you a syrup or a powder kind of guy for chocolate milk? I need to know. I don't need to know, but I need to know. Oh, that isn't my character I'm modeling? Ah, I see. Rigging, yeah. I am the just buy the jug of chocolate milk kind. You know what? I actually prefer that over the answer of being a powder user. Because the powder just seems so inconvenient for the whole, like, towards the end of the experience. At least with the jug of chocolate milk. It is pre-mixed pretty well. You usually don't got to worry about sediments and all that. Which is like the worst idea that anyone could have had when making a drink, is to put sediment in it. I want to drink river rocks and sand. Great texture. It tastes better. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. I still think the old syrup, the Hershey's syrup, chocolate syrup in the milk, is pretty great. And you can get like the dark chocolate syrup. Oh, ooh! Don't even get me started. Don't even get me started. Unless you want to, because I could go off on that for like the next 10.5 hours. That's another thing. I've been increasingly growing fond of dark chocolate, over milk chocolate even. It just, I feel like an old person, but it feels better just being slightly less intense, you know? Milk chocolate is just a lot right now in these tough economic times, and we need something a little more subdued. Leg is still too thin. Need to give him even juicier thighs. Only slightly. Actually, I think it's the angle of this line that's the problem. There, I think that looks like a better idea. What I was trying to get here now for this next battle. This is the one I'm having issues with, mainly. Oh my god, would you freaking stop it? Saving recovery information. When have I ever needed that except many times in the past? Clip Studio. With your fancy autosave feature. How freaking dare you? Photoshop could never, though, I will say that. Photoshop wouldn't even try. Photoshop would, instead of releasing an autosave feature, release a feature that deletes your art unless you've saved it every 15 minutes. It would just purge your PC of all the files if you had not saved it manually. That's the kind of feature you could expect from Adobe. I believe that 100%. I see you haven't saved in a while. Now meet your doom. And then all your work is gone. I just got my second PC set up for my tablet so I can learn to draw paw. I'm all for beginning that journey. I did. I'm still doing it. I feel like I might still be at the beginning most days. Freaking... just that's just the way it goes. So I'm gonna watch you draw and get all your bad habits. Oh yeah, please do. Please draw all of the things that I do in the way that I do. They're so bad. Use visual shortcuts that are not helpful to anyone but yourself. Me, meaning. And if anyone calls you out on the fact that stuff looks whack, just say it's your style. Use all of the tools in your toolbox. Oh, good. Really should have planned this panel out more. Does this look right? Just never plan out anything, and you'll be fine. I didn't even draw this that clearly. Where's this? Oh yeah, there's words on this one now. Oops. No, there's not. Okay, phew. Phew. I thought I spoiled things. Not that anyone is even fast, but people have clipped my stuff before. When I put words on the screen. How dare they? That's a sin. Not allowed. Legally punishable by death. Honestly, I don't think you're going to learn much from today's stream, even in my bad habits, because I've taken forever to do this line art here. Nope, that's not how you draw that line. Put it here. Put it there. No. Put her here. Maybe. That looks better, but maybe even lower? It seems a little absurd at this point. I want to avoid the tangent here. There's a thing you could actually learn from me, is to avoid tangents or lines intersecting in a way where they barely just overlap like this. Unless that's the point of what you're doing. It makes it very hard to tell what's in front of the other thing. For example, if you just do this, and then do this, you can tell there's depth here. This is over top of this. But if you do the tangent thing, it's like, what's in front of what? They just look like they're on the same plane. So avoid tangents. Real art tip from Zotan. You didn't think it was possible, but I do have at least one. And that's like a pretty universal rule. Like I said, there are very few exceptions, but if you want to draw things to where they look like they're on the same level or plane, then you would, you know, do that on purpose. But very rarely would you do that on purpose. See, that's a good advice. Yeah, I got at least one good advice inside of me, and I think that might be the only one. For now. I might think of other things. It's hard being a teacher. Even though I would hardly call that teaching, what I just did. But in general, I feel like it'd be a lot harder to be a teacher of artistic stuff, because not only do you have to understand it, you have to remember and articulate what you're doing in an easily digestible way. And I can barely remember my artistic process until I'm doing it. It's kind of like a muscle memory thing, which is, I feel like, how it is for most people. But some people manage to not only do stuff well, but remember how to say what they're doing, you know? They keep their steps in mind. I've never examined my own process in a way that I think would help me teach it. I will continue tangenting, thank you very much. I can't draw. Good idea, good hustle, you know, good ethic, good ideas, all around. Just always tangent. Remember the ketchup day? For some reason I keep thinking of it. Wasn't it mustard? I don't remember. I try not to. Maybe it was both. And Mask, I've seen you post drawings in Rob's Discord. I'd say you could definitely get there, and if not, you're already partially there. Definitely far from the word can't. I've seen people who can't draw, and you are better than they are, and that's for sure. By my standard, I have seen people who positively cannot draw. Categorically unable to represent things visually. I can color, indeed. I've seen. This shoulder pad is going to give me a migraine. Oh. You know what? I'm gonna be a dirty cheater. I'm gonna cheat. This is a bad habit. You can't draw the thing, just hide it. Just obscure it. Just hide it away. There, now nobody needs to see where that line goes or how it would resolve itself. It's off the panel. I don't need to do that. Get out of here. Another art tip from Zotan. A slightly worse art tip from Zotan. Ow, my mic. I don't know why I said ow. It was mainly my head that I looked up from my screen. But I mostly do like corrections. I see a drawing and fill in gaps. Oh, I see. Gotta be careful with that, though. Make sure you're only doing that to people who want that to happen. Otherwise, you become one of those art fixers on Twitter. And nobody likes those guys. It doesn't help that most of the people who claim to fix art, quote-unquote, are just racist. And then their idea of fixing art is to whitewash it. So, you know, they're usually not cool people. Oh, I hate those people, yeah. Never, yeah, good. Never become an art fixer. Very annoying. I've never had to deal with them, but I've seen the stories, and they all infuriate me. I don't think anybody would even care enough to fix my art. Which is kind of a benefit of being low on somebody's radar. Or the radar of the internet in general. That said, last video I uploaded 14 views and counting. PogChamp. We're making it in the world, everybody. Couple hundred more videos like that, and I'll be able to start monetizing my streams for like 1 cent per VOD. And that'll be the day. When I get out of this town. When we break out of the hood. Can I say that? I don't think I can say that. In good faith. I mean, I like correct and disconnected lines, length, and things like that. Yeah. Oh, famous. I know. I'm freaking killing it, bro. This eyeball, I'm gonna put an arrow right in there because it's making me draw it many times. Maybe this line needs to be fixed again. I'll get this done, and then when we do, we're gonna be breezing past the rest of this. Lost one of my joystick gummies. Oh, the protector things. I was gonna say, what on earth is a joystick gummy? The combination of those words is unsettling when not specified. But I'm sorry to hear. I've decided to never use those because every time I put them on my Switch Joy-Cons, they fall off. Oftentimes in the middle of a game. Which is another reason why I just use the Pro Controller in general. It's just such a better controller. Oh, have we stumbled upon the balance? Does this look correct? I think it does. I think we've done it. Let's flip it and make sure. I'm looking at it now. Maybe I'm wrong. There are some specific ones for the Switch. I have them. Let me share. Well, the ones I had were from Nintendo. They were the Breath of the Wild ones, and you just put them on the Joy-Con. And they just keep falling off. And these are the official ones. But yeah, if you got other ones, I'll take a look at them. Because the ones that I got from the Breath of the Wild thing, they do not stay on very well. Or maybe I'm just gaming too hard. Yep, upon further reflection, I was indeed wrong. We do not have it, ladies and gentlemen. We have to keep trying. Oh, that's a good line. Oh, hold on. Everyone shut up. Everyone be so quiet right now. Ouch. These never fall off. Let me look. I hadn't noticed. Oh no, I opened another Google Chrome tab. My PC's going to die. Oh yeah, look at those. Those look pretty iron on. They're pretty set in. The ones I got do not look like this. They look properly fitted. What is this strange language? Opciones? How bizarre. Oh, my Switch is 1 hour late. It's 11:35 right now. Were you cheating in video games? Setting the Animal Crossing timer? Wow. That was a brain lag for sure. Messing with that? I don't even know if they let you do that. They probably don't. No. It does work. A lot of ellipses there after that. No, though. Or before it. Acting a little sussy. Alright, this looks fine. This right here, I think we've reached something that looks fine for once. People use it for turnip. They inflate the market artificially. Them freaking stock market manipulators. You can't even get into stocks these days without people manipulating it. The entire market is a sham. I think my problem here in this bottom right panel was the perspective was wrong. I was trying to make the eyes smaller when they should be appearing more because of the angled downwards nature of this particular helmet. Saving recovery of... Alright, now we get to do the nightmare panel. Yay! Yay! The nightmare panel. Everything's in perspective and there's like 5 dudes. Okay, I guess there's nothing left to do but get into it. Let's freaking do it. I have this here. This would go about here, and then here. Yeah, this is about where that would go. You brought this on yourselves. I know. That's the worst part, is I know. And there's nothing I can do. I do this every time. I keep talking about minimizing the effort I'm putting into a page, and then I drew this is probably the most people I've drawn on a page yet. It's getting worse. Too many shapes will be the end of you. Not only that, it's just when they're in perspective and I have to keep in mind how the shapes are oriented. That's when it's a nightmare. Triangle on the right looks like a gnome head. He could be. If we so desired. And I don't. But I could. How tall do I want this to be? Up here, maybe? Yeah, that looks like it could be better. Let's try that. Elevate the height a bit more. I also got a preload Street Fighter later today. Because that's happening now. Alright, so we have that. Then this guy's gonna be pretty obscured here. By this. And now, actually, that I've done that, I think I want to move him instead. So that he's not so obscured. Who are you maining? I'm gonna main Ken, because he's the homie. And I always main Ken. But I will be trying out everyone, just to see. I just assume I'm going to main Ken. I haven't even played any of the demos, or any of the betas. So I don't know what anybody plays like. I'm just going to assume that Ken, based on the stuff that I've seen, is pretty cool. He looks dope. A terrorist, good choice. I'm not a Brazilian Ken player, okay? It's different. I have good Wi-Fi, alright? Those people are the real terrorists. Anybody else who plays Ken, even though he is framed, they could never be a real terrorist. Hope you don't fall into the Ken FT scam. I'm so sorry I made that joke. And that you're still thinking about it. The sooner it is purged from your mind, the better for everyone. Actually, this arm would be still obscured by this. Whoops, why am I drawing on this layer? Okay. We're doing stuff wrong today, I see. Just how it's gonna be. You stayed with my mind. I'm so sorry. Again, cannot apologize enough. Give me the cardinal. What do they got? Oh yeah, they got the doofy looking ones here. Well, the slightly more doofy looking ones. The helmet in general is not very imposing, I would say. Even the commander's helmet. Although the commander's helmet in this concept piece I did does look pretty imposing, like this right here. Gonna have to work on how I present it in some other panels, I guess. It's the shadows, I think? Yeah. I think so, too. I tried incorporating it in some of the other pages I got. And I think the results do pay off when you get the rendering in there. I'll just see if I can push that. Is Fatalis in Rise? No. He is not. Thank the Lord. They neglected to put him in there. Although there is one final digital update trailer or a digital event coming out soon, so maybe they're gonna stealth at him right at the last minute. Could happen. But so far, no. And I'm pretty sure the last monster is just gonna be a Malzeno variant, so I don't think we have to worry about Fatalis for a while, until the next game comes out. Whenever that is. Good game, good music, good gameplay, solid art style, all around. Great game, Monster Hunter. Solid franchise, I should say. Trying to envision how this would even work. This. Here, let me sketch it out. So we've got the back, we've got the front. It looks like this. These here. The legs. So from the side, it would look like this. Whoops. Wow, that just erases the whole dang thing if you're drawing it on one layer. And they would continue around the back, so on the back it would look like that. Okay, I think I had it right. Nergigante will give me those materials one way or another. I'm gonna play Monster Hunter World right now. You get that guy. Put him in the ground. Gotta finish Iceborne by then? Oh yeah, absolute. You can finish Iceborne pretty quick if you're just mainlining the content. If you're doing all the side stuff like Alatreon and stuff like that, you might want some help at the very least. Because my good god, he is a nightmare beast. Some of the endgame content in Iceborne is not fun to solo. And that's the problem. Side quests distract me a lot. You are going to have one heck of a time then. It's a good thing you're on that journey now, because even though the next Monster Hunter game is probably like a year or two away at minimum from even being announced, you know, it's going to freaking... You're still probably going to take a while. Probably going to take a bit. Monster Hunter games kind of pride themselves on taking too long to beat, so it's just good monetary value. And then we got this triangle head. Make him bigger. I think we'll take this triangle head and... No, I had a new story quest. Oh, wait, new side quest. But I could grind that monster for the armor. But also, this one can give me more affinity if I max out its weaponry, and so on. Yeah, that'll happen. For sure. Actually, I think I like the composition with the guy down here more. Yeah, something about it flows better. I don't know what it is. It's like a whoosh. I like it. We'll keep it then. Alright, then keep your composition. It helps if you, well, this is what I usually do when I play through Monster Hunter games. If I'm going through the story, I know I'm not going to be using that, the weapons and armor I equip over the course of the story very much at all, because I'm working my way towards that end game content. So I usually just pick a set and I run with it. I don't really min-max too early on. You know, you pick stuff that doesn't rely too heavily on weapon skills, and then you just go. Do I like this arm placement here? I don't know if I do. May I ask a favor from the Fatalis Slayer? Perhaps. Perchance, what is your request? I may listen to your inquiry. But expect no guarantees. I'm a very busy man. I got Fatalises to slay. Like, the last time I slayed one was years ago, so it's a very busy industry, as you can see. Can you judge my build and armor? I can. I can do that. If you perhaps have some form of visual representation, or if you just want to type it out, honestly. Whichever. Oh god, I don't know why I gave him these spiky elbow pauldrons. How the heck does this even look from this angle? Like a cone sticking out of it, I guess. Feel like back here more. Actually, be even like more back here based on the angle I have. This arm. Let me take some screenshots. Sure thing. Also, mask those guys doing the Star Wars roleplay in that medieval lo-fi chat. So I checked after stream, right? And that was about like 4 p.m. my time, and they were still doing it. And then I went back later that day, and I checked it like 9:30 p.m., like 5.5 hours later, and they were still doing it. There were still people in there. I don't know if they were the same people, but there were still people in there doing Star Wars roleplay for like an entire day. On a Wednesday. Like, don't you have... What are you doing? Don't you have something you have to do? Other than Star Wars roleplay for 5.5 uninterrupted hours? That seems gratuitous. How many things can you possibly say, anyway? In the Star Wars universe. At some point, I think you're going to run dry. You know, like the material, you're going to run out. It's got to happen. But these people, they keep going. Shooting each other with blasters, throwing each other across the room with force power. Like, I don't know. They just keep going. And obviously, they're not hurting anyone, so this activity is completely fine. But if anything, I'm just awestruck at the duration, the stamina that they display. Performing this Star Wars roleplay. And it's not even, like, lewd. It's just, like, action sequences. Like, they're fighting each other. I don't know how they do it. Or why it started, and why it started specifically in the medieval lo-fi 24/7 livestream. It's all very strange. It's all a very strange situation. I think we're getting somewhere. And I don't think we've put on display too many bad habits for some people to follow, so it's been pretty good, I think. They do be looking like Abyss Watchers now. I gave them like this high collar and pointed hat. The more I see it, the more I'm like, did I just subconsciously want to draw the Abyss Watchers? Maybe. It's not really a collar, it's a specific type of armor for protecting the neck. But it looks like a high collar. I'll record in OBS and send a video, I guess, and just gameplay. Alright, yeah, this is more difficult than I imagine. Whatever you need to do, man. Take your time. I'm in no rush. I ain't got nowhere to be for the next, like, hour or two. It'll probably be a shorter stream today, depending on how quickly I finish this nightmare panel and the flats on the page, though. Just because I'm feeling a little bit exhausted. We were watching Swan's stream well into the hours when I should have been sleeping. So, that is my fault to myself for not going to bed. Although I am going to miss those streams once her con schedule is over. Then I can't even stop by any of that. Maybe for like an hour at the beginning of stream, but then that's it. That's all I'll be able to do. Sad hours. Someday I'll get a normal job, I'm sure. And all of this will resolve itself. I will have a social life again. Currently, nah, it's all about the grind, the Sigma grind set. Form no human connections, only paychecks. Become undesirable and insufferable. Keep regurgitating that alpha wolf theory that was disproven forever ago. Specifically by the guy who made it. He's like, guys, I was wrong. Don't. Stop doing this. Stop saying this. That's the same thing that happened with, like, anti-vaxxers. Like, the guy who made the definitive paper that people cite for anti-vaxxing. He's just wrong, and he's been exposed so many times as a liar. The paper that he made was discredited so many times. There's so many glaring flaws. And yet he's still like a public speaker and a huge advocate for anti-vax because he knows it makes him money now. I don't like to get political on this stream, but you should probably get vaccinated. I don't think you want the measles. Or polio. That's just not cool. They're not great. And they think it causes autism too, so they go through this thought process in their head. They say, is it worse if my child gets polio or measles potentially, or develops autism? And they apparently, polio is the lesser of the two evils in their mind, or something to that degree. Some archaic disease that we should have eradicated a long time ago, but haven't because of anti-vaxxers. Pretty nuts. How we can just will diseases back into existence. If enough people decide, yeah, it's not too bad actually. The mumps were like tuberculosis, man, I can take it, throw it at me. I can handle it. So long as I don't have to stick those government needles in my arm. Oof. Really dodged a bullet there. I gotta tilt this guy. Make him stand upright a bit more. Yeah, that looks more correct. Good. He's leaning, he was falling over a bit. I will figure out this elbow pad someday. It has to be today, though, because I said I was going to try and finish the line art. Ooh. Giving myself too many things to do. Freaking nightmare panel. And then, where is she? Is she on this layer? She is on this layer. Okay, so we can just redefine her hair a little bit. Clarify some things. Clarify butter. I hope it doesn't download the video. I mean, maybe not. It's a Discord thing, so maybe it should be fine. Oh, it did in fact download. Okay. Sorry to say, I will open it though. I think I'll trust you and hope that you're not hacking my computer. Remotely. Whoops. Oh god. Pause the freaking thing. I want to turn the audio down. Hello, Mass. Thank you for the wave in the video. Alright, we're rocking the Kadachi Kaina 3 Thunder Affinity Power Element. Dragon King is a good one. Uragan Male Part Breaker with a slot. Vitality boost. Guard on there. Part Breaker again. Guard some more. Tremor Resistance is on there. Defense Boost. Health Booster, Dragon Proof Mantle. And then more... So he's taking a breather there. And this is, You're in Master Rank, right? Yeah, you are. So... Are these high rank pieces? They are, aren't they? I mean, seeing as you're already in Master Rank, honestly, replacing all of these in favor of higher defense, whatever it is, would probably be, you know, better. But for the high rank build, taking that into consideration, I know with, Charge Blade, which is what you're using there, generally Power Element is the better one, until you get endgame stuff, where the elemental file will overtake it, so you could just tailor it to each monster. So that's pretty good, you got a Power Element file there. It's good for stuns too. KOs in Monster Hunter World are way better than they are in Monster Hunter Rise. So much easier to stun things and land your big, super amped elemental discharge in the monster's face. There are some skills... in Iceborne for Charge Blade that are very important. Like, it's almost like a essential, like how some of them are for the Lance. So, if you want to work towards skills to have eventually... artillery is a good one to have, and capacity boost are good. You have guard in there, which is good. It's easier to use guard point when you're doing that, which is like, you know, you probably already know, but like the parry that you can do. And parries are so much better, again, in Iceborne than they are in Rise. It's just that in Rise you have like 14 of them, 14 different ways to parry attacks. But capacity boost and artillery are going to be very nice for Charge Blade. Alright, now I gotta delete this video from my from my computer. Downloads. Get on out of here. There we go. Those are the equivalent of needing like a guard up and guard on a lance. Like, you're just gonna need those. So capacity and artillery. Very nice, very good skills to have. On top of the other stuff you're already working with, like guard. Whoops. I don't like how similar these are. Now this hat placement is messing with me. Maybe if I move it over here. Maybe even push it over here more? And that's not bad. That's not bad at all, I think. I think we'll keep it. And then, you know, on top of those skills, you can definitely play a more defensive build, but with Charge Blade you already have so many defenses. So, you know, when you find a charm that has something other than a defense boost on it, You might want to try that out. You know, once you get your guard skills all set up, you probably won't even need it. You could replace it instead for the usual, the handicraft, the critical eye, the weakness exploit, the attack up, all that. Your typical DPS skills that Monster Hunter has become very focused on in recent years. Part of the reason I still have a soft spot for Monster Hunter 4, there was a lot more diversity in builds, because the attack skills, there just weren't as many. Attack boost was good, and that was good to have. And sharpness was good to have, because it directly tied to attack more so than it does now, I think even more. But, like, critical eye used to be bad, actually. It's weird to say that, considering where it is now in the meta. But critical eye used to be freaking god-awful. Just not worth it. Because you couldn't max out your weapon's affinity to 100% with it. So you would just never use it. Unless you were doing like some hyper-specific critical element build that would be effective against 2 or 3 monsters in the whole game. More so than like a raw weapon. And I use sword and shield. So the fact that raw was so strong back then still hurts me. I just want to use the cool elemental set of weapons. Is that too much to ask? Luckily, Rise has been pretty good about that. They have strayed away from the raw-only meta, and it's actually viable to use element now. For pretty much all of the weapons, which is pretty nuts. I don't think they've ever had that kind of diversity before. Where you can use elemental hammer and not feel like you're the worst player on the team. Doing no damage. Elemental switch axe is even viable now. It's like, it's crazy. They're doing stuff. They're balancing the game proper. After all these years, it just took them, you know, a couple tries, a couple decades to start balancing it right. But they got there, and that's admirable, in a way. It's my favorite Monster Hunter character, the Admirable. It's a terrible joke, you're not allowed to laugh. If you were going to, stop. If you're not going to, great. We almost have the thumbnail done for this page. Isn't that great? And then I can do the line art for the page. Which will take even longer. Pretty sure we should be able to get the line art done, though. Is he too small? Is that the problem? Let's try. Let's try embiggening him here. That might have been it. Might have been what looked so strange. Does this sound like a Porter Robinson song? I feel like some very sad dubstep is going to start up. call this song? Someone breathing too close to your shoulder in a library. Like, why is that the dominant sound in this? I haven't played this game in so long, I'm very rusty. That'll happen too. I'm sure if I picked it up right now and tried to fight Fatalis, I would fail for many hours. Considering Fatalis has like a sequence you need to get right at the beginning of his fight just to even stand a chance at making it on time. Unless you're a god, in which case you can just like not use the sequence, but I would need to remember what the whole sequence is. I know you go in there with like stealth, and then you aim a cannon at him. Nergigante is beating me. Okay, I think we can start the line art for this, finally. I don't have to do the background yet. I'm segmenting that part of my brain away so that I don't lose my mind at how much I have left to do. This is a little too dark for my light. I like to do a little brighter and a little saturated for some reason. Here we go. Actually, would this be like, so we're doing a downwards perspective here, would this be like this? Yeah, that looks more like it, actually. You gotta keep your perspective in mind at all times, or else it'll look dumb and wrong. That's one of my art tips for today. It's very helpful and actionable, I know. Make sure it's good or it'll look bad. It's my second tip of the day. I'm giving them all like freaking candy today. We got like an hour to do the flats and the liner for this. I think we'll cut it close, but we should be able to. line art's actually not going as annoyingly as I thought it might. And there's not a single face to draw in the Nightmare panel, so I guess it's not really the Nightmare panel. A nightmare panel for me is probably like a crowd shot. Because I'm not lazy enough to just draw that thing in most webcomics where the crowds are just like gray, ambiguous people with no facial features. I would have to put detail into them. Because I wouldn't feel right unless I did. I think the trope of like the gray crowd is so annoying to look at. Takes me out of the story immediately when I see it. But yeah, I would have to definitely put faces on them at the very least, which is unfortunate. Tiny Limit. Well, congratulations. I hope you get all of his gems and mantles in the future. When you inevitably have to fight him again for something that you want. Committed genocide for the Uragan armor. I'll do it again. Uragan deserves it, though. Nobody likes that guy. Especially after Generations when they made Crystal Beard. Ugh. Yoy, yoy, yoy. Never fight Crystal Beard Uragan. His armor's not even worth it. He's just... oh my god. Just thinking about it makes me upset. The fact that he's out there somewhere. Existing. Despicable behavior. And a despicable health pool on that guy. 40 minutes to kill him on average, if you're good at the game. At max level. And I am not good at Monster Hunter Generations. I accepted that for a fact when I tried to solo the entire game. I made it pretty far. I'm in like the final G rank. I just have been too scared to take on the final quest to unlock the final boss of the hub. But I do want to unlock the final boss of the hub. Because it's the Praying Mantis one, Atul Ka. And they look very cool, and they have a mech suit. And it's ridiculous, and it's awesome. What other monsters you know in Monster Hunter history that have a mech suit? Not many. I feel like the shoulder pad is breaking some laws of physics here, but I don't really know how to fix that with the design that I've given them. It would be cool to be able to have an armor set, but that the layered one is on another? What do you mean? You mean like literally layering the armors on top of each other? Like some sort of a fusion aesthetic between the two? Like my armor being the Uragan, but looking like the Odogaron set. You can do that, though. There's, layered armor in that game. That is the game that started the whole layered armor thing in Monster Hunter. At least in the way that it is in modern day. Huh? Yeah. There's layered armor in Iceborne. How do you unlock it? I cannot remember. I think you might have to beat the story mode. Let me see. You need to... Master rank layered armor. Blah, 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 blah. It's tied to the Guiding Lands, which is after you beat the story. Yeah, the story of Iceborne. I know there's, yeah, that's probably it, actually. Only lets me make the special ones. Yeah, I'm pretty sure to, get all the other stuff. You gotta do just the story mode for the master rank stuff. Yeah, I'm checking it now. It seems to just be that once you unlock this place called the Guiding Lands, which happens after the main campaign. Just refreshing myself. Yep. That seems to be it. So if you want to look cool while you're doing stuff, you best get busy on that main quest. This might be another case of finish the shoulder pad later that I add in over time, which I have done before and I will probably do again. BRB, I smell food. Bring me some. Why don't you? I don't think I've eaten today yet, which is a problem. Oops, that's a tangent. See, you gotta just avoid the tangents. If Howlbear's still around, you see, you just avoid it. You see it, you get it out of there. I'm back, and there was indeed food. Well, that's good. That's better than you just hallucinating food. And its various smells, I guess. That looked good. Hold on. No, I didn't. I'm a liar. To myself and to others. We're at a minute 50, about. Minute 46, actually. I thought it was closer. Or in a minute, an hour 46, I should say. Yeah, we only been streaming for a minute. I know it's crazy how much time flies when you're watching the stream. Or doesn't fly, I guess. It's crazy how agonizing each stream is to where the hours, they are actually minutes. It's just your perception. When I speak for a minute, it does in fact seem like an hour. What time is it for you? It is 2:54 in the afternoon. Which means I should have eaten 2 meals by now, breakfast and lunch. I have done neither. Oh, and also, will you go see Spoderman? The, what is it? Into the Multiverse Part 8? Or 2, actually? Maybe. I have seen the first one. I don't know when I'm gonna see the second one. But I probably will. I liked the first one enough to go, to consider seeing the sequel. And also it did sort of reinvent the animation style of every studio on the planet when it came out. So, you know, it should be worthwhile to see from a visual perspective at the very least. I mean, have you seen that Ninja Turtles movie that came out? It's like directly trying to, it's doing like, it's kind of doing its own thing. But it's the very textured, almost traditional-esque 3D modeling, where they try to make it look handmade, and as if it were a different medium, which I enjoy. So it was so long where 3D models just looked like 3D models, and that was the art style. Let's see how photorealistic we can get them while keeping them cartoony. A la Frozen 2, for example. Which looks great, I won't lie. But I do like these the emerging art styles in the animation industry. Also the Puss in Boots movie, indeed, also the Puss in Boots movie. Reinvented its own art style, for the better, I think. The original art style was, you know, it's whatever. Nobody watches the original Puss in Boots movie and goes like, ah, now this is art. This is an art style. How impactful this movie looks. No, it looked serviceable, it looked fine, it looked good. But it didn't look interesting. I wouldn't say it looked interesting compared to the new Puss in Boots movie. Or Spoderman. Am Angie. Why is that? Explain yourself. Show yourself. Emotionally. Share your vulnerabilities with us. But only the one you're specifically talking about. I want pizza. Okay. That's perfectly understandable. You need not elaborate anymore at all. Show what makes you human. And if you know, a desire for pizza is one of the most human things I can even think of. I would use that as a Turing test to determine whether or not somebody is an AI. I'm like, do you want pizza? And depending on how much they say they want pizza, I think I'd be able to tell whether or not they were a person. Actually, we can test this out right now. And we're going to play a fun little game for a minute. It's called Human or AI. It's a browser game that matches you up with some random person, and you have to determine whether or not you're speaking to a human or an AI. And I think we'll test my theory. We'll see how if them liking pizza enough convinces me that it's an AI or a human being. Let's see if I get to start. Only if I get to start the conversation will this work, because I have to ask the pizza question. Harry Squatter. All right, unfortunately, they're starting. Oh, no, I am starting. Do you like pizza? Keep it simple. Let's see what they say. This is feeling... Oh, hey there, I love pizza. Who doesn't? How much do you like pizza? We're getting into the weeds of it. To the heart of the matter. To the philosophical nature of pizza enjoyment. How much? They're not typing. Enough that I don't want to date someone who doesn't like it as much as I do. That is a very human response. What would you say could make it even better than it is? If it has pineapple, it's clearly an A. I didn't get to type is, oh no. But is that an A? See, they're trying to guess if I'm an A. If it had more cheese. Interesting. And why do you feel that way? Sorry, I'm getting armchair psychologist vibes from myself right now. So far, I'm thinking human. But we'll get there. Because cheese is amazing and makes everything better. Interesting, interesting. I don't have enough time to type anything else. So let's see. They like pizza enough that they don't want to date someone who doesn't like it as much as they do. That's so weird that it's got to be a human being. It's an AI. I've been had. Oh no. It's totally AI. I was feeling that it might be, but they convinced me this website, they did the timing so much that it felt like they were typing convincingly. I've been fooled. I would die in the apocalypse. You know, I did this the other day, and I did like 15 of these, and I had like a 14 out of 15 hit ratio. I was on fire that day. Today, first one, got it wrong immediately. Just goes to show you, you can never trust you. You can't trust yourself all the time. I told you, you know what, let's do one more. We're not going to do the pizza strat. I had a few strategies that were working the other day. I'm going to show you one of my favorite strategies that I used. Given 4 or 5, pick the cooler number. Whoops, I gotta type the actual thing. This is one that I used pretty consistently to determine AI from human. Alright, now they didn't type anything, so we have to do a new game. Yeah, asking it about anime is pretty good too, if you ask it to compare anime. Is an inch better than Made in Abyss? See, you're using an acronym in there too. Can they decipher an acronym? An AI would not be able to do so, I don't think, in this particular situation. It's a language model. It doesn't know the intricacies of the anime seasons. Pokemon. I didn't say any of that. Please pick between the two. Let's see what happens. PP. Interesting. Given 4 or 5, which number is cooler? PP. Interesting. PP, he says. If they continue to be unhelpful. 7. This is a human. An AI would never be this annoying. So I guess I have that. An AI would never be this annoying. So I guess now this is usually where they take the bait and they get offended. But yeah, I'm thinking this is like a 9-year-old, so let's see what they say. Or would they? Nah, they wouldn't. This is for sure a human being. You don't got enough time to type, my dude. You don't got enough time. You're a guy, you're a man. How can you be so sure? Because you're a freaking human. Got him. 1 out of 2. We'll settle for that 50% hit rate. Alright, enough of that. That website's great. I love messing around. Bring me back. I think the website would be infinitely better if they told you what your opponent, I guess, not really, but the other person guessed. Like, that way you could pretend to be an AI and see if you tricked the other person into thinking you were an AI successfully. That would make that website a 10 out of 10 website. Right now, it's just kind of like it's a fun little activity to mess around in. My microphone. That way you could start, like, prisoner's dilemma-ing people. I once got someone who was, just repeatedly copying and pasting the things I was saying, which is like, an AI language model could do that. But then I typed, basically that thing right there, which was, an AI would never be this annoying or something like that. I didn't use the word annoying, but the word I used was, like, far more devastating, and it wasn't even, like, a worse word. Oh yeah, I said this lame. An AI would never be this lame, so I guess at least I have that. And then they said rude. They gave up the charade to say rude, and I was like, that's how I knew that I got you right where I wanted you, you fool. Psychological warfare is fun, I know. It's great. You think you can fool me into thinking you're an AI by copy-pasting what I'm typing? No, I'm gonna insult you as a human being and get you to react emotionally. An ad hominem attack that is unjustified. People are always gonna break their charade. Parallel lines, my greatest foe. We're almost done with the line art, lads. I don't know if we'll get the flats done in the time that I want to, but we'll try. This whole stream has been this one panel, like a couple panels, so that's fine. Just reacquainting myself with leg armor. I think this needs to be lower, actually. This needs to be higher, I think. Yeah, that looks better. And I think that we did it. That we got the line art completed for this panel for the most part. Look at that. Looks great. Looks grand, even. Now we can just flat in some other stuff. Let me blind you for a minute. Gotta steal my own colors again. Have your eyes back. There you go. See, just a second. It's only a second. You don't even gotta worry that much. Just calm down. I'm doing it one more time. It's like a routine checkup. They gotta do things a couple times, you know? And you can open your eyes again. We'll save the nightmare panel for a bit later, I think. I wonder if we can use the fill bucket tool here, though. I mean, kinda. It's not the worst, but it's not great. I will have to color in a bunch of stuff on the inside. But that was faster, I think, than coloring in the whole thing from the beginning. And another issue I have is that it doesn't really do anything with the line art that I have. I thought the summer sale was on Steam was on June, but it's until July. Yeah. Got a bit to go before we reach that. Where's that cap coming from? It's just the wrong thing. Interesting. Ah. You know what I can do once I have this all done here? And cleaned up on the outside, generally. I can select the outside, and then invert it, and then I can start coloring in all this. Then it should be even quicker. Look at that, I'm evolving my process in real time. Still a bit, some issues around the edges here, but we can sort those out later. Do all figures have a base color? Usually, yeah. It's just whatever's easier to throw on them. Makes it easier for clipping, masking them, and shading them in the future. this first? No, we can do this. And then we can hide it. And then we can take this and then make another one and then do this. And now there's just the freaking nightmare panel, which I will have to do later. Well, most of it later, because it's a background and I render those out separately from my usual shenanigans. But we can throw a few things in, like this. And Dahlia's hair should be easy enough to throw in here. Actually, can I just, Nope. Oh, it did work. It just took a while longer. I thought it was going to fill the whole screen with how long it was taking. Then we can go down here to, no, not this one. This one. This one's rougher than the usual ones. Look at all these little artifacts here. Which is just literally a byproduct of the brush I'm using. I don't know if there's anything I can change that other than changing the line art tool I use. And I don't know if I'm open-minded enough to do that. You could say it's an artistic choice, and leave it at that. I think I will. Alright, I have to do this shoulder pad. Whoops. I guess we can do that right now. What layer are you? This one. Oh, we're out of Monster Hunter. We actually ran out the playlist. Fine, we'll just do the Zelda one for a bit. To wind down the stream. It's a wee bit loud this. How about you quiet on down there? We can do the same for this one too. And then this guy shouldn't even be that hard at all to fill in. I could probably just do it manually. And there. We did all of that. So many figures and I'm not even done. It's a nightmare. But that's probably all I'm going to do for today. This nightmare panel is for another time, at the very least. But yeah, I'm gonna go eat something, anything, and then probably pass out. So, that's it for me. Thank you all for stopping by. Tomorrow I'll be finishing this page, hopefully. If the rendering goes well. And the background occurs quickly enough. If it manifests itself quickly enough. So yeah, same thing, same time. If I don't pass out, I might. There's always that caveat. I could be asleep. Same time tomorrow. But if not, then I'll see you next time. And bye-bye.